Yeah, you're darn right you're in my debt. I saved you against Super Monster. Or Super Warthog, anyway. By the way, I have no freaking clue who you are. See, now this is where you should have a Mario-style thwack. Gee, I wonder what made you guess that, Nina? Just the fact that he had traps and all that jazz. Hey, at least we don't have to walk all the way back through the woods to go get it, or to go into it. However, what I am going to do is get a few more apples. Let's see if Ryu can... Would you quit it with the battles 2 steps in? Not funny. Not funny at all. Especially when you try to confuse Ryu. It's been too long since I got into since I got that far into Final Fantasy. Blah. My God. Okay, well, proof that I am not a professional streamer. My English goes blah, 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 blah at a moment's notice. I have not played that far into Final Fantasy 12 in a while, so... Or the final area, I guess, of Final Fantasy 12 to be able to remember that. Alright, where's my tree? There you are. Hello. No. Huh. Interesting. Why did it take... That's curious. I want Urshan in my front party. Change the order in just normal mode, please. Alright, Urshan, go headbanging. Well, if I have Urshan up front. There we go. Headbang! I don't think I'm going to get too many more of these. Just pick up a few more just for the sake of having them. Alright, that's good enough. Or, alright, that works too, I guess. I have the initiative for once. Alright, in that case, it's time to die. Oh, wow, okay. We can suddenly one-shot the caps. That's nice. Yeah, you use Rock Blast on me, I'll use it right back on you guys. And it doesn't do nearly as much to you as that did to me. Of course it didn't. Why would it? Well, okay, I've not seen an enemy use Weaken in a while. Oh, well, good job, Cray. You are... Actually, that is a lot more of a wisdom stat up than I thought I would ever see from you, so that's good. You definitely need some wisdom and agility, though, if you want to be a well-balanced character. I don't think that's ever going to happen, but... well. Alright, so, back to Kyria, where we can chat with the mayor and hopefully not get into too much trouble. Hi. Oh! Oh, wow, so even your normal person gets into these traps. That's nice. Actually, yeah, I just saw this village about 20 minutes ago. So yes, I have. There's good reason for all the traps, because we didn't want that big monster getting in here. Nice to know the cage isn't hanging over it anymore, though. A lot of people from Sinesta fled. Well, naturally. I mean, it's a good way to do it, I guess, if it goes straight to the city. But for now, get some rest. Okay, we definitely need it. Oh, hey, what's up, Faolu? So he ended up surviving his encounter in the woods. Wait, are you? You're not Bunyan, are you? Oh my god! I called it! Mostly because I've played Breath of Fire 3 and I recognize the guy, but still. Did he have any other scenes since the beginning? No, he didn't. But we did have an experience going through, I think, part of his castle. Sort of a weird Chrono Cross style dream thing. So if this follows form according to Breath of Fire 3, Bunyan's a master too. Nope, I don't think he's okay. Yep, we have noted that similarity. Well, more than just a similarity, really. Okay, so our nice little nap just bought us a very short scene showing, guess what? The Emperor dude is in fact alive, even though weird old guy tried to burn him to death. No worries. Well, yes, we know it's that road, or up that road there, because we tried to take it and they wouldn't let us. And then, of course, Ray falls into a trap. Cray. Not Ray, Cray. Blah. Breath of Fire 3, blah. Now, why did you fall into the trap, Cray? Ya silly fool. Hello, up the Ryu, thank you. Now this is why I like Urshan being in my front party. Urshan, get in my party. because Urshan can bust these barrels, and I can get the heck out of here. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Ray actually happens to be in Breath of Fire 3, I'll have you know. And then, yes, there is the Ray of Star Wars, although I don't think you can very easily get our Cray confused with her. But yeah. Alright, so another cave! Yay! Sort of. Alright, how many directions can I go here? I can go at least a couple, okay. Hello, Pusspool, we know how to kill you. This simple creature knows only how to snooze and how to devour. Well, alright then, let's try to kill it before it does either then, shall we? Or we could not kill it before it does either. Lovely. Nice. Great. Wonderful. Magnificent. Alright, and you'll put yourself to sleep. Okay. Sounds like something I can actually learn, but I don't know. We'll see. And yeah, I didn't really get the chance to listen to much of the cave music before it died, or before I got into battle, so I'll have to listen to it as we go through. Oh, boo, I wanted stuff. Okay. Wow, I get the feeling it might have been better if I'd gone the other way first. Yep, it would have been better, because I would have gotten the treasure earlier. Okay, you. No, don't charge. I've got to get Nina in, because she's the only one who can toast these things. Come on, Nina. There we go. Hey, Braven, thanks for coming in. Good to see you. Of course, you see I'm in a cave. Yay! You actually, unfortunately, missed me trying to deal with a whole bunch of traps in the town of Kenia. But now we have gotten through it, and we are on the way to Sinesta, finally. So that hopefully we can figure out what the heck's going on. But first, I'm going to grab treasure with a water bomb. Okay. Great, thanks. Appreciate it. Now we can go up the creek. Hopefully not without a paddle, though. Okay, you guys target... Yeah, there we go. And then she can burn the Pusspool, and we should, I think, be good to go for the next turn. But how are things going? Or how are things going, Brayman? Blah. My English is clearly helping me here today. Oi. Let's see. Yeah, we should be able to just charge through, I think. I guess as far as... Oh my god, that didn't help. Well, okay. Looks like I need to equip something different on... I need to equip something different on Urshan, then. Because watching that 345 points of healing come up on the enemy, not good. Alright, Flame Punch is... Alright, gonna be the same, that's fine. Okay, nothing here. But yeah, I was just thinking, hope you guys have had good holidays, those of you who just came in or recently came in. Mine was good. It was short. A little shorter than I'd have liked, but I'm still getting the chance to enjoy time with family and such. And yeah, well, I'm glad you could come in. I know what you mean as far as working like crazy. Oh. One of my jobs, I think y'all probably all know this by now, I would expect, but one of my jobs is retail. So So I've been working a lot with that job in between semesters, mostly because, well, yeah, they need a lot of help at Christmas. So, oh boy, I'm still resting a little bit on that. I opened the store today, which I usually do on Sundays, but the rest of it was pretty much just crazy. And then, fortunately, we're getting to actually relax a little bit now that Christmas is over with. Although we do still have to worry about inventory, so there's that. Okay. Nah, quite what I meant. I did find out, or well, I wouldn't say find out so much as necessarily work out, I guess. Something else that's going to be happening much later in the year is my best friend and I actually are going to be going to Washington, D.C. in May, which is really exciting. I'm really looking forward to it, and it's about 5 or 6 months away. We decided a couple of weeks ago that we wanted to do that. We were basically just talking about it while I was up in Huntsville for the marathon, and we decided we're gonna do it. He is gonna be getting the plane tickets, mostly because he is the one that makes any decent money between us. But we're going to be working out what we want to do, I think, over the next few months, and then getting things planned and ready for it. So I'm really looking forward to it because, well, I am a history major, I'm a history teacher, so to be in the nation's capital with all that history, oh boy, it's going to be something else. And I get the feeling this was the right way. Oh, yeah. Go back again. Let's see. Can I get out of here? Yay, I can flee. I know, no experience, no money, no items, I know. Just trying to get back here quicker. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, I think I'll go ahead and fight this one since I ran away from the previous one. Aside from that, though, all I'm really doing is just piddling around, playing games, working on Tales of the Abyss stuff. I need to, among the 10 things I'm going to be trying to do tomorrow, I need to actually get some of my notes together because I don't know, Brayman, I don't know if you've been in here when I've talked about any of this, and if not, no problem. But, of course, I'm LPing Tales of the Abyss right now. And I had typed out about 20 pages of notes for just going through parts of the game to, like most, I would suspect most LPers do, get notes together to try to make sure that you pick up items and go after stuff and what have you. I had printed off 10 pages of notes, and I was actually going to print off the other 10 pages that I had. And then the computer that I was using my flash drive on, something happened, or at least I thought it was the computer anyway, and it wiped my flash drive. So in that, I lost all those notes. After having done episode 19, I released it yesterday, I am actually almost to the end of where my first 10 pages of notes go. So I'm going to have to start getting them back together again, and I need to be doing that tomorrow. Since Christmas is over, and I have 4 days off, holy cow, then I should be able to do that. Probably, I want to get at least the 10 pages back that I had, but as for the rest of it, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do exactly. I might change the format of the notes a little bit from some internal feedback about what worked and what didn't with the previous set, or whatever I have, but I'm not really sure yet. I do have to say, one thing that I found interesting about doing Tales of the Abyss so far is, and one of the things that I kind of try to go for when I'm doing an LP, which is, and a lot like, well, I mean, I've mentioned already publicly that Chugga Conroy is my favorite Let's Player, and so I style myself in many ways on his approach. One of the things that I really can get a kick out of when I'm doing an LP is, oh, good job, Ryu, is when people watching the LP learn something about the game, even if they played it before, learn something about the game that they never knew. And I've had a couple of mentions of that, which is nice. And Nina needs to actually heal herself. Go figure. Okay, now we can move forward. I don't know how... Whoa, hi, camera. Thank you. I don't know how extensive this cave system is, but... Can I go through here? I can, but there's nothing to do. Darn it. Oh well. Guess I gotta go through the water? Yeah, I do. Alright. Now, let's see... Nina, I need some reconnaissance. Well, okay, that doesn't seem to be too useful either. Oh, hi, you're new, I think. The zombie? Let's see. Well, yes, thanks for the, oh, I have fought you before. Thanks for the update. Appreciate it. Oh. Sorry, I'm kind of tired. It's been a long day. Oh, one other thing I'll mention, actually, now that I think about it. On the... Well, I kind of been wanting to do it myself, but definitely on the recommendation of the same friend that's going to be going to Washington with me. I finally got Fallout 4. When I mentioned this to my friends in my FC last night on Final Fantasy XIV, their response was, "Well, nice knowing you." Which, yeah, I see why. Because Bethesda games, I think, eat your life away. I don't know what it is about them. They just consume your brain, and they never let go. And I want to run away from this if I can. You can't get away! Great! So that gives them a free turn, I guess? Yep, sure does. Not that they hit that hard, but still. Alright, I think I could just probably charge this and be okay. Well, the Bethesda games are their main quality is that they are very open world. That is great in some ways, because you can explore all over the place and do lots of stuff and experience a lot of things. But at the same time, it also tends to, to some degree, kind of get you away from the story itself. The narrative of any Bethesda game, whether it's the three that I've played so far are the Elder Scrolls 4 and 5, Oblivion and Skyrim, and then then I also played Fallout 3. The thing with those games, unfortunately, is the main story, it never seems to be as good as the exploration. Because when you get a Bethesda game, you know it's open world, you know you can go pretty much anywhere and everywhere you want, with some exceptions. And you just want to go out and explore, that's the big thing. And so you explore so much, or at least I do anyway, that you completely lose track of the main story. You lose track of the narrative. Which, I don't know. I mean, it kind of depends on just what type of an RPG gamer you are. I know Fez, you're big into JRPGs, so I don't know that you would find as much in them in a Bethesda game, I guess, because they are so focused on the open world exploration that they tend to leave the main story narrative a little bit behind. Xenoblade X's overworld and side quests are handled, but the story wasn't as good as the first. That isn't necessarily an indictment, I suppose, because Xenoblade Chronicles' story was incredible. And we'd come out of the... well... okay, I guess we found Sinesta, guys! But yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles' story is really good. I've not played it, but I watched Choga Conroy's Let's Play of it, and it's really, really fascinating. I don't know that any story, or very many stories, could measure up to that. So to say that Xenoblade X's story is not as good as the first one is not necessarily saying that it's bad. It's just saying that it's tough to measure up to something like that. And as for open worlds, it's easy to get overwhelmed. No question about it. What I would say to that is, I guess what I try to do if I play an open world game like that is I try to set myself some sort of goal every time I'm exploring. That way I don't get myself too lost in the midst of everything, because I know I can pretty easily. Excuse me. Alright, so it told us that, like Chamba, it had been contaminated by a hex. Well, this sure doesn't look contaminated. I think they've already purged the hex here, though. Alright, so we have arrived at Sinesta, and I'm actually going to go ahead and close things off here because we've been going for almost 2 hours, and I want to do a couple of other things before I go to bed. But thank you guys for coming in, I really appreciate it. I am not going to be able to stream at either of my usually scheduled times next week because I've taken somebody's shift on Saturday morning, and I'm going to be getting to bed early Sunday night, because our inventory at work the next day starts at 4 a.m., so, yeah. But what I'm likely going to do is I'm probably going to stream again on Saturday night to make up for not being able to stream Saturday morning or Sunday night. So I'll probably do Saturday night. I don't know exactly what time yet. Probably going to be 7, like I normally would on an evening, but I'm not sure yet. But at any rate, whenever we do come back in, we will explore Sinestra and see if we can figure out hopefully a clue or a hint as to where Nina's sister Elena is. So thank y'all for coming in. I really appreciate it, the conversation, and keeping me entertained, and hopefully I entertained you guys.